thought you were heading to assist Sir Bujold downstairs. How much longer do you predict preparations will take?
Almost ready. Perfect timing for my former colleague to peer review my work. I'll press them to verify my settings. Thereupon we will begin. Head Intercessor Delgado, what an opportune time for you to appear. At the perfect moment to assist our experiment.
What in the endless void are you?
Shh. Comms off, but others are near. I need your aid before this ridiculous affair careens into disaster. Can I rely on you this time? Or will you already intend on scurrying away again? I came to derail this line of inquiry in such a discommodious way that no one would ever consider trying it again. For all the aforementioned reasons of it likely causing, or at least queuing up and leading to, the end of all things. You chose to leave me behind, again. So when they came calling, I thought it an opportunity to sort it all myself. Yet, admittedly, at this moment, I could use your assistance.
This shouldn't be your burden.
You don't get to decide that, or adjudicate, or coolly comment in a steely growl. Not falling for that a 10th time. Help, or stay out of my way. The test involves 4 stations. Each represents one of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. Zeranium gas, macro-ivs, nucleons, N-rays. All the usual stuff. That test chamber is where all are meant to mix. To simulate a mini-universe I can apply my theories to, pull data from, and deduce the universal equation in a reduced time. We know what happens if that's successful, so I need you to muck with each station's settings, then initiate the experiment. All you need to do is adjust each station's settings slightly. Things will cascade from there.
Yes, if we alter the experiment in a less than delicate fashion, Brun will notice, I assure you.
The guards on the 2nd floor won't appreciate visitors, so avoid getting spotted. Here's a maintenance key. Head down the vent. It's only the fate of the galaxy riding on it, so perhaps try to be careful.
Delicately eradicate. What the? Something wrong back there? Hello? May all solutions precede problems.
Alert. Hostile.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance. Gathering heuristics. Reacquiring target. I'm no tenured archivist, but that sounds dangerously unstable.
If you're done, evaluating my work and all settings are final, enter the terminal command to void the oxygen from the test chip.
Did it work? Did it work? See, Bouchard, was it a success? What happened?
Hold the applause just yet. I need to run the numbers. I'm sending the others back up to you. They can describe the proceedings in detail.
I shall await their arrival. Anchor's out. That is how these messages end, yes? If
The results of the experiment will be a career-ending embarrassment for Anchoress Brun. But she won't accept this lightly. We'll need to do more.
Yes, our next steps here will be crucial. I know this type of mission well. Granted, my targets were always meticulously well-researched beforehand.
You'll need to convince her, destroy her logic, end this research for good. All it requires is a forceful array of incisive argumentation, logical reasoning, coercive persuasion, and cognitive contortioning.
You mean one of our old brain-off maneuvers? Really? That's what the rank and file in our old department used to call it. Provost Bolding considered it a casual moniker unbefitting of an order scientician.
Make Brun give up on science, logic, and reason entirely. Then no one will ever dare continue the research again. Between you and Marisol, it should be a light challenge.
A brain-off against an order anchorite isn't entirely without risk. We could employ certain other methods to deal with her. From our former department's playbook.
Oh, yes, a book you wrote titled Making an Execution Look Like an Accident. Despite the moral quandary ideally involved, unseen consequence.
That's hyperbolic at best. Data suggests significantly fewer unpredicted outcomes than outright murder, if properly executed. And I'm quite capable of skewing results in our favor.
And here I thought you'd begun to change. Success isn't guaranteed. A fair degree of cleverness is required. But you would have the help of someone reasonably intellectually.
I would be willing and on hand to assist, and the other option, if we botch it. I'm not arguing it's the best option, just that it...
The Order of the Ascendant should be dedicated to uplifting humanity, not racking up a body count unduly. Our former department was shut.
Demoralizing an enemy through overwhelming logic may be a preferable alternative to outright murder.
Thank you for listening. That's a relief.
Honestly, I'm relieved as well. I have been trying to be different.
From the legend, if you're retiring as the endpoint, we'll need to find you a colorful new sobriquet. Typical argumentation may prove useless, and she'll likely see through most attempts at deception. Be clever, but in the event you should fail, you'll need a viable back. The Anchoress is housed in a test chamber similar to this one. It's been refurbished with some rather tacky furniture, but much of the old experimental... There is a hatch near the elevator upstairs. An external ledge leads to a vent system that can connect the two chambers. Doing so will expose the Anchoress to a lethal atmosphere. I'll need to make an announcement afterward that an accident has occurred.
For an extemporaneous plan, it's not a bad one. What if the Anchoress...
I'll cut off her comms when she begins pleading. Oh, that sounds even more heartless when I say it out loud. Please. Here's the hatch key in case you need it. May all your... And Marisol, do keep out of trouble.
There you are. You saw the experiment through to the end, yes? The data hasn't arrived yet, so please do tell. Was it as beautiful as I imagined? Or perhaps I oughtn't have recloistered myself till after the experiment concluded, hmm? Well, don't just stand there. Tell me everything. What? Are you all right? Did you hit your head coming up here? I mean, what is that supposed to mean? It couldn't... Wait. Let's start from the beginning. Step me through your understanding of what's gone awry. Really? In what way? I fail to see how. I suppose one could the test was inordinately complex, and with overmuch intricacy, errors are bound to occur. This was just a start. Such models typically make an enormous amount of errors at first. All quite expected. An anticipated setback, nothing more. It simply needs to be revised and refined. You certainly seem to be making a lot out of this, though, one must say. Well, methodologically speaking, I don't see how that could... Oh. That may be true, actually. Look, there may be some validity to some of your points, yes. But we'll improve. We will continue to stride forward. There's absolutely no need for all this doom and gloom. Why, I'm shocked. I'm certainly glad Seer Bujolt isn't present to hear such a needlessly provocative and deplorable accusation. There is no call for that sort of meanness in the scientific field. And I can personally attest that it is categorically untrue. Now, is that all? Because I think I've had enough of all this. Everything we've done here is built off Seer Bujolt's research, which is quite brilliant. While your dialectical alternative of think is distractingly unsettling, perhaps I am, at times, pompously self-assured. I should consider more my own fallibility. Ah, the experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. Perhaps there's something here to help prove or disprove any of what you've been saying. There was some variance to the input data. Not far beyond acceptable parameters, but curious. Could explain the failure. I believe I followed that, but... Oh, come. One bad test wouldn't mean the science is completely flawed. This has been a difficult conversation.
If I may, I have a point I'd like to add. There's a critical flaw in Sir Bujold's approach I think best illustrated by this English phrase. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. I much appreciate this jest. Very simple. Through this perspective, it functions, makes sense, is humorous even. But in another language where words' meanings differ slightly, it does not. We interpret the statement from changes, thus rendering it uninterpretable. False. Bujold's method of shortcutting the universal equation is much the same.
It lacks context. When you extrapolate the data from the mini-universe to the larger one, the information itself may scale correctly, but fail to interrelate. This little colloquy has proven rather arduous, and your points fail to... Wait. Considered as a whole... Damn it. No, I see it now. You are correct. We have obstinately and misguidedly blundered along here. The flaws in Bujold's research now seem apparent. Time for me to admit my errors. I'll need to inform everyone. Shut down research and operations. What will I do now? There's no place for me. Go. Leave me be.
Our work here is done, it seems.
Fellow scholars of the Order, this is Anchoress Byrne, with an unfortunate announcement. Our experiment today was a failure. Our line of inquiry has proven intrinsically flawed. I became dazzled by bold, captivating ideas and ignored bad science. I am hereby canceling all related research, shuttering the program, and resigning from the Order. If I have any final advice to impart to all of you, it is this: never follow your hearts.
Never follow your hearts.
I understand now why they say never meet your heroes, Intercessor Delgado. You've truly been an enormous disappointment. A key experiment fails and Anchor's Brun abandons vital research right after you and your consort arrive. And we are all to believe these events were unrelated.
It's circumstantial and more than a mite bit paranoid. I expect better from an order scientician. Even one from the Department of Applied Scientism.
Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado. It's her association with that department that has me suspicious here. Suppose you'll claim this was all just coincidence. A misaligned series of mishaps that simply appear to be your fault. The Anchoress is one of the finest minds the Order has I'm well versed in manipulative prevarication from feckless mutineers. Try again. Or try facing a gauntlet of well-trained exemplars. I could always choose for you. Wait, you're serious? That's why you all are actually here? Why you did what you did? Your methodology is straight out of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection. That means our goals were contrary to the grand plan. Yes, we'll shut things down here. Go on, get going. I promise we'll all keep quiet. Fellow exemplars of the Order, stand down.
Don't bother conversating unless you're prepared to cite your sources.
Congratulations, Commander, on convincing the Anchoress to discontinue her experiment, thus circumventing
That's it then?
the
The
destruction
project is
of
over?
the
The
universe.
secrets of the
Yes,
universe
well
forever
done.
beyond our grasp?
Anais will be pleased.
I've got your numeral. Keep moving.
I want that helmet.
What happened?
Do not interfere in the
Nothing to see
workings of the
here.
universe.
Oh, look who it is. The legendary former head intercessor of the Order. Another mission successfully completed. Made it through all that without a scratch, hmm? Glad to see. Here's a future I'd always hoped for. You listened. Didn't you say like, I am Marisol Delgado. I am always right, even when I'm wrong.
The credit or blame belongs to the commander here. It was their decision, ultimately.
You forget I know you. You always thought you knew. No one could ever convince you of anything. Before, that is. Good to see. Maybe you are facing yourself.
There are a few things I'm still not used to saying. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please. And thank you. But thank you, Anais.
At any rate, I'm off. You all take care now. Marisol, don't be too enigmatic or anything. Try. Before I forget, meant to give you this earlier.
Oh, thank you, Anais. Goodbye. Oh, Brunn obviously murdered her. Thought you knew that. Perhaps it was an accident. Perhaps she simply wanted to knock Chow unconscious so she could sneak away. Or not. Indefinite immurement isn't for everyone. Even the finest minds may crack under the strain. Feigned concern about Chow, or she kept changing the subject, both belied an underlying sense of guilt to me. Oh, not really. At any rate, everything's a bit raw right now. But suppose I will be. Thank you, dear. It's customary to evaluate results after a mission of reasonable significance. I've had some time to cogitate over what occurred at Point Obviation. Some parts don't sit right with me still. Wonder if you and I might talk it through. A bit, yes. The work I used to do, I'm no stranger to guilt and regret. Getting to my requisite sleep cycle usually plagues me most. With Anchoress Brunn, I know what we did was right. I know it saved lives. But we tricked her. Forced her to doubt her mind. You heard her. She's not just dissuaded. We broke her. And yet, such actions were par for the course for me in the past. When my remorse for Brunn rears its head, it will need to get in line. Southworth was complicit, yes. Though she's alive, I believe we've squashed her reviving my old department. Struck me as little more than a functionary with a gun, truth be told. Well, one hopes. According to Anais, we greatly reduced the likelihood of that occurring. It's not zero, but completing the brain off lowered the chance significantly. She seemed pleased that we listened to her concerns, so I've changed, apparently. Thanks to you. No. There's plenty of credit and blame to go around. It's been a while since anyone gave me a good talking to like Anais did. And I'll admit your influence has been rather positive. I'm pleased with the path I'm on now. I didn't think this is what the plan had in store for me. I've been facing myself with the same zeal I face my enemies. With tidier results, appreciate you taking the time to talk it over, Commander.
No problem. Where'd you disperse them? Now, look at my armor, guys, since I crafted something. 539? Oh, yeah. Until I start taking hits, and then I've got another armor slot, so self-repairing. This is reapplied if not taking damage for 3 seconds, so we just go, like, flat out. Armor mod, calorie counter.
Are you going to be a problem? Because
You're back. Do you require
I won't think twice about applying the precise amount of force.
By law, you've done it. I cannot lie. My math placed the odds of your survival at 0.00343%. But your reputation unfortunately, I am limited in forms of compensation. However, I've refined this. I trust that you will find wonderful methods of deployment that will manipulate every equation to your favor.
I am at my wits' cause trouble, and I will school you. Chapter.
Sweet. I guess it's on cloister. Yeah, I haven't been all over cloister yet.
You there. You need to leave. This is a holy site. Non-believers are not welcome. Did you not hear me? You must leave unless you wish to be ushered into perfection before the rest of this architect-forsaken colony. I don't care what your boorish and uneducated opinion is. The bridge is blocked by a rift. You can only enter to offer yourself to the rift by being thrown into it. Listen here, I don't appreciate your mockery. Wait, you're serious? Hierarch Wolcott, I need you here. We have someone asking to be allowed the honor of merging with the rift.
Seriously? Well, this is certainly a glorious day. Let us proceed. But stay close. If you do not, I assure you, my acolyte... Do not wander too far. My threat of violence is not to be taken, I must admit, to a certain modicum of suspicion. But consider my interest piqued. Let us continue onward.
What?
Multiplication Station in progress. Locking them down. Transmitter down over here. Stun weapon champion, come here first. Taking the fight out of them. Energy transmitter active. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Vital source of the data is charged. Notification in progress. Taking the fight out of them. Mobilizing. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Medical pack out. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Replicator at ready status. Combatant stand. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Activating energy transmitter. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
The target is making a run for it.
reckon we've seen one of these before. Some kind of cultist comms device.
I always find I work best when undistracted. One could say I find the cultist now. How might we be of use to one another? I shall allow myself a moment of relief. Moment passed. I'd hoped killing the cultists was its own reward. You've proven yourself well, but we have recently experienced a pivotally important, unforeseen development. One I must meet directly. Can I count on you? One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island. I need someone to recover an informational component from it. The web is an order-crafted network of information collection satellites. Our would-be protectorate overlords squandered them as We actually implanted a back door in the web to bring it back under our control, should a circumstance like this arise. But we did not foresee. But let's not speak of that. Find a way past the protectorate at the crash site, collect the data, and return it here. Violence is likely, but perhaps you'll find an alternative. Only theoretically. The protectorate guarding the site will be anything but welcoming. You'd likely need to find something, or I cannot say how that might be accomplished, unfortunately. Some of our scholars find answers to their solutions at the CAF integration point. Perhaps you might do the same. Collect the data from the crashed site and return it here. May the odds prevail.
If you need to discharge any sputum, I ask you kindly aim such accretions away from my general direction. Thank you. No, not asleep. Merely waiting. I have no idea. Sometime last year, I predetermined an occasion of momentous import would happen today, right here, at these very coordinates. Unclear. I'm inclined to think this conversation may contain some portentous value, but I'll need to run. Leslie Beckett, Oracle Laureate, Seer Supreme, leader of the Department of Predictive Analysis and...
Not terribly good at informal introductions, evidently.
Good at informal introductions, evidently. Forgive me if I don't shake hands. I prefer to keep my skin microbiome free of exogenetic cells. But now, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the agent we've been expecting. I knew loitering. I don't suppose you've stumbled upon any of our excogitation chapels around Cloister by chance? Excogitation chapels are order residencies where one can meditate in solitude on specific theorems relating to the plan. Prior to the war, such focused study led to all manner of breakthroughs, with audio logs routinely kept by the scientician in residence. In these unprecedented times, such logs could harbor hidden wisdom. However, with the war on, I've sadly been unable to get my hands on the last of these recordings. How unexpected. Almost as if, please return when you've found all four. I will be here. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. How do you know about it? I mean, that is quite the allegation. I deny it effusively. As you have cleverly sussed out, Laplace's garden is the subject of an experiment into social conditioning, or curating, if you will, through the use of therapeutic pharmacology. We have been administering a pharmaceutical to the population of the garden via the water supply that aids in emotional regulation. We call it perspective. It's odorless, harmless. Well, apart from the withdrawal, but I can assure you we have our best minds working on that.
Let me get this straight. You're here experimenting on folk freely, all the while calling us at Auntie's Choice barbarians for doing the same day.
I beg your pardon, young miss, but it's hardly the same. This study was completely voluntary. The participants all gave their consent.
Yeah, I bet they did. Did you withhold research funding unless they signed up? Or did you feed them a story, like their participation is critical to some new advancements?
This experiment has the potential to improve Arcadian society 100-fold. Imagine the benefits of a self-sustaining city where all are content and serving the plan.
Did you take a huff of that drug while I wasn't looking? Ain't nothing good that'll come.
I'm pleased you agree. Though, to be clear, it wouldn't have mattered much if you don't we all. Nothing beyond what I already included in my 165-page summary of the incident. Why do you ask? His resignation has been duly received and accepted. Where he goes from here or what he does now is up to him. I expect we won't hear from him anytime soon. On a more positive note, the Department of Predictive Analysis's biennial summits will be far less contagious. Landon Wiley was afflicted by that which strickens all scholars, the desire to effect change, to advance the plan at any cost. Were his methods wrong? Unequivocally. Should he have come to me with his concerns? Undeniably. But was his conclusion categorically sound? That remains debatable. Landon had the potential to be one of the greatest minds of our order. Is it wrong that I should mourn that lost future? But let's move on to other topics, please. All this fractious talk is... Oh, the garden. Everything within the... My word, you should have seen the debates over the shrubbery. I've never witnessed such passionate discourse. And what a history it is. The Order of the Ascendant. It was given to us by the matriarch herself. She understood how vital our contributions would be to Arcadian. Cloister has two things in abundance: ice and geothermal power. Both made it the ideal location for the archive, and we've utilized its vast computational power ever since. Indeed. It's been a favorite bone, fought over by the dogs of war, but I have every confidence it will end up back under Order control sometime. But other stray inquiries occupy your mind. Impossible, I'm afraid. The Protectorate is rather well entrenched at present, and nothing short of an all-out... If you're determined, I recommend consulting with the presiding bishop on the matter. She can tell you more. Welcome back. In what manner can I assist? Oh, yes, I'm aware. Better to know the spy in our midst than receive a replacement more capable of evading notice. Besides, Miss Doyle's harmless, and she serves the best convictions at the parlor, bar none. Hush now. Ahead of schedule. No matter. You should do as she asks. Get her that sample. This is an unparalleled opportunity to see the shape of Sub Rosa's web. After collecting the sample, mix it with this liquid tracer. It'll make the drug functionally inert and allow us to track it wherever it shows up next. Not as such, not at the moment. However, let me put it this way. Any potential for interference above null is worth keeping. I have every confidence you will make the right choice. Well, 83 point... Here, take this key. It will grant you access to water reconditioning, which you can find on the eastern side of the garden. You will also need this passcode for the terminal...
I'm not putting the tracer in it. I'm just gonna make it easy.
Strange to see all this vacant space actually overcrowding at Matriarch's mercy. Plenty of room for refugees here. If only the Order administrants got their act together.
I hope you have good news for me. I knew I had the right person for the job. You've saved me quite the headache. Your reward, as promised. You did sharpen my pencil, so I suppose I'll put in a word with my associates to pass along to whatever Protectorate forces are on site to expect you. It's no guarantee. In exchange for my help, however, I want you to bring the data back here so that I can make a copy of it. Before you hand it over to the Order, to be clear. Do we have an accord? My ex-Auntie's Choice associates would certainly agree. You've no doubt heard the phrase, knowledge is power. Sub Rosa benefits from all the knowledge. We do work well to return here when you have the...
No admittance without the Artificer Laureate's permission.
Hello, stranger. I do so dearly love residing in a nest of traitors, waiting for them to capitulate. I cannot leave. My sovereign given tap, but now it seems as if I must also bring the Protectorate into its own fold. One deed at a time, Philo. I am not just anyone. The duty of a liaison is of the utmost importance. Though I suppose it a mite strange that this task fell to me, as I'd urge the vehement tanning of any wayward body bent on disrespecting, which would now include the Protectorate at large. Madness, slandering my beloved sovereign, following that feckless consul, makes my blood boil. I had reason to suspect the consul for some time, but this is beyond the range of simple suspicion. Some subjects had begun to doubt the sovereign's ability to lead as his father had. But I did not expect them to turn so openly. Anyone who didn't side with the sovereign will pay, sooner or later. You may count on it. I've proudly served the Protectorate my whole life. Now look at it. Traitors from without, traitors from within. That consul. I never trusted that miserable bastard. His betrayal is so galling, I'd almost care to join the armed forces to bring him to justice myself. But my hands quaver with age, and the Sovereign has tasked me with my own duty. I must see it to completion before all else.
Come here, Frey. Come here. You can't be trusted.
Listen, you. Niceties are irrelevant. Hate is an inaccurate phrase. I find them arrogant and exasperating. Without the Protectorate, this little organization would have no holdings to squat in. I am here because the Sovereign has tasked me with bringing these wayward, pretentious toddlers back into the Protectorate fold. Unfortunately, my time here has taught me that only mass death has the power to change the local hearts and minds. Perhaps enough will be alive to save afterwards.
I look forward to the now. How might we be of use? I scarcely take time to engage in idle conversation, but who told you about that? Were there an experiment being conducted here? The theoretical existence or non-existence of Order experiments are strictly within the Order's purview. It doesn't concern you. There are no drugs in the Ploss's garden. Specifically, a phlogistinated firearm, capable of tunneling through reinforced armor. Broadly, weaponry, research, anything capable of giving our exemplars an edge. Great. I was just thinking, I'd love for a stranger to come along and patronize me so I could blindly hand them experimental Order technology. I have nothing but respect for Ruth. If I had to dig for the smallest critique, I'd note that she shoulders too much. If she collapses beneath... I generally prefer to keep discussions
What? Can't somebody loiter about a protocol without someone casting assuming glances their way? I know a presumptive look when I see it. Oh, well, suppose I'm willing to satisfy a fellow criminal's professional curiosity. 6 or 7 months ago, some Auntie's Choice clock puncher made a shipping error. Sent a few crates of failed grafting materials here to Cloister. You know that grafting program they used to have? Where they'd give some hapless hullhead a big monster arm, torn off one of a bunch of different deadly creatures?
Easy, pal. Unless you want to see this monster arm in action. Up close.
Sorry. See, you already got the memo. These crates arrived full of rejected Crabbo graft parts. Sat untouched for months till I found them. And I thought, little rebranding, the right angle? Bet I could sell these. Best hustle I've ever contrived. Okay, I met this protectorate officer. Smug as all get out, naive as the day is long. Said she had logistical supply concerns and needed means to feed the personnel guarding the archive. As the plan would have it, I told her I got a shipment of, imitation Crabbo meat. You repackage and relabel it, it'll pass for protectorate rations just fine. She agreed. Bought a few crates on the spot, promised to send word when she needed more. I just had to grind up everything first. Remove a few telltale chunks. I can't take full credit or blame. I simply misrepresented misallocated materials for profit. I am merely a humble opportunist. Here's an audio cartridge with all the details. Those troops hear what they've been eating? I don't know what'll happen, but they won't be happy about it. That's for sure. Don't mention it to anyone, especially not those damn snoops at Winter's Grasp.
Press the second switch and hold down the blue button for 3 seconds to arm.
Wait a tick. Earlier you told me it was the red button.
No, you idiot. It was definitely the blue one.
Boyd, I swear, if this blows up...
All charged up. Transmitter down over here. Still recharging. On the way. Let's get you healed. Someone call for a medic.
Excellent, but alas, it's not charged. Sort of container? You need to finish
Recharging folks.
Got something that needs doing, Commander?
Beckett was right. Solitude has been good for my studies. In just 93 days, I have made extraordinary progress deciphering the truths of our universe. For instance, there are none. None whatsoever. Objective reality is itself a concept invented by subjective observers eager to apply reason to chaos. In light of that view, better to assume we are all sleepwalkers, sharing the same dream of consciousness. We are the universe, attempting to know itself. Wow. Life-affirming, in a way. And to think, I almost walked out into that blizzard last week.
Ratcheting
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
There is no cold that can get no hold. You, what? Yeah, Brummel bomb. It's I'm well, masterful even. Got me covered in with Brummel bomb. There ain't no cold that can get no hold on me. It made me a little hot. So hot, I stripped down to get some air. Okay, if you think it's a good idea, but you ain't...
Brattlebrand Frat,
I'm
the
sorry,
only
but we
large
just
warrior.
can't
Have a profitable day.
Thank you greatly for your assistance.
Appreciate you handling our dirty work.
Suppose I lost my head.
Well, if it isn't our favorite contractor.
I like Nels. Rico, go lay down. Go on, leave her alone. Go on.
Our technician manifests at... Halt there. You match the description of the technician we have been vigilantly awaiting, but as they say, assumptions made are Present yourself, so that I may take the measure of you.
That's right. A dismantling at this scale? Why, that could cause a cascade effect, resulting in total deorbit of the whole Hyperion.
What? Spare me your technical argot and hop to it then! Finished already?
It's pretty cool.
People are gonna start to talk. Aren't you reliable? I just need... There. Was there anything else you wish to discuss? No need to wait for permission. I was assigned to the Order as a girl, but never really found my footing. Then, if I had to theorize, Sub-Rose... All jesting aside...
I look forward to the... Now, how How might we be of use to one another? Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should have been! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet. Yes, you've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the... I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm...
I want that gun she's working on. Okay, I'm make another save.
Ah, you've made such progress moving us toward an Order Anti's Choice alliance. Everything seems to be going according to the plan so far. But we approach a critical juncture. When you go in to speak with the presiding bishop, please raise the issue with her. I assure you this is the correct thing to do. For yourself, for us. If you continue working for the Order alone, it will likely burn any possible bridge with Anti's Choice. So this... Farewell.
He's reminding me, like, don't fuck it up.
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of possibilities, as it were. Now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. Prudent. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future.
Supreme calculator?
I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be. But I trusted the plan, and lo and behold, it provided you as the solution. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for compelling reading material. Confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement. Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has greater outcomes prepared for Vicar Levin. He is, at that. I consider him a close personal friend, and I cannot say that about many. However, there's something of even greater import we must discuss. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss a partnership of sorts, and I heard you were the source of this plot. I must admit I have significant doubts about colluding with an entity like Auntie's Choice. Why should the Order agree to even entertain the possibility? Levin's methodology is usually faultless, and it would be a pity to scrap so much fine preparatory work. Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the Undisputed Claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to mediate.
Failed to cite her work completely. I worked with presiding Bishop Orlo, you know. Now there was a serious scientician.
I think I'm getting the meeting. Let's go.
To be 110%
Tramicular. Arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Client intake.
an artificial light. Life that's sweeter.
Live, love, laugh, purchase, and consume
With Auntie's Choice. As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasion. Quality.
You can fast travel faster.
Sunday goal to win the game. Whenever I see that moon man's grinning face.
I'll admit, always figured the console for a power snatcher. Just think about all those posters of the pair of them that'll have to change now. A real crying shame. I'd say it's about as likely as a sprat. The Sovereign's misfortune is our gain, as far as I'm concerned. The console might be projecting strength, but by my reckoning, Protectorate's more unstable now than ever before. Sure.
Auntie here to brighten your workday with a report on just how much money your toil is netting us. It's time for profit forecast time, starting with product development, the Borscht loaf and butter of our entire operation, thanks to our marketing wizard. Look who it is, the instigator of this little affair. Her mathematicalness should be along soon, unless the leader of the Order's too busy crunching numbers to attend to business. There we are. Apologies for the delay. We were resolving some technical issues. Cloister's atmosphere has a tendency to... Oh, yes! Regale us with a thorough account of Cloister's atmosphere. Oh, spare no detail. This must be Auntie Cleo's trademark wit. I expected better. Why, I don't know what you're referring to, I'm sure. Compared to how I treat my staff, I'm being a peach. If I was discourteous, I apologize. So long as our mediator proves up to the task, surely we can remain civil. If not, these negotiations may prove short indeed. Oh, no. No sleeping on the job. The whole point of you being here is to serve as a neutral party, an actively engaged one at that. I set aside time for this. Oh, sweetie, you tried. Perhaps the grown-ups should lead things, though. You know, to start. From where I'm positioned, I sense 3 sore points still in need of massage. Point 1, control of the archive. Point 2, oversight of production and distribution of skip cores. And point 3, management of Rift technology. Stop, please. If there is one subject at the forefront of my mind, it is the archive. Before we go any further, I want it in writing that the Order will take full control of the archive without interference from Auntie's choice. What? So the Order can set it fruitlessly idling for another few centuries? We would put it to far more practical use. Imagine the marketing strategies it could develop. I would sever my own hand before giving custody of the archive over to a corporation. Humanity's ascension depends on its calculations. No, such a condition is out of the question. I am amenable to that proposition. I'm waiting to hear an argument that would support such a ludicrous proposal. No one said anything about paying. But, it would be a pittance compared to the future profit. Involving money in science seems questionable. But having access to Auntie's resources... Ruth, I commend you for being so receptive. And I assure you that Auntie's choice values science. Nothing bad has ever happened when science and commerce are combined. On the subject of science, it would be most prudent for us to discuss who will be overseeing the management of skip drives, specifically the production of skip cores. No one understands production like we do. Besides which, we have far more experience using skip drives. It was how we came to Arcadia, after all. Where Auntie's choice manages, the Order would undoubtedly excel. Do not exclude us from consideration merely for lack of experience. So you ramp up production? And then what? Hand skip drives out for free to whoever wants one? Preposterous, and a waste of a perfectly good monopoly. We would be diligent about who we licensed out the skip drives to. And a monopoly over space travel is precisely what I wish to avoid. This technology should benefit all humanity. A year-long patent seems serviceable. And if it gets extended once or twice or 40 times... As long as Auntie's choice is willing to abide by additional addenda limiting its patent extensions, the Order... Yes, fine. I can have our scriveners draft some... There is still the question of who takes possession of the Protectorate's rift technology once the war... Although the science is still largely theoretical, this technology could be used to not only close rifts, but create new ones. A dangerous power indeed, left in the wrong hands. The Order would fritter away valuable time endlessly hand-wringing what to do with the technology. Auntie's choice would actually use it. For good, of course. In a gainful manner. That is not an entirely terrible idea. I am happy to accept such a compromise, so long as the Order always remains involved in supervising access to the tech. Well then, that's that. There is one final matter I wish to discuss. I require some chemicals that I have been told are manufactured at a plant on Praetor, controlled by Auntie's choice. I know which plant you're referring to, Ruth, and what comes out of it is hardly safe for general... Out of professional curiosity, what could you possibly need with such dangerous That is, quite frankly, none of your concern. Precisely. Partners don't withhold secrets, although they can and probably should withhold extremely dangerous chemicals if not properly notified. I will make no progress with my request without further explanation. While the archive is an infinitely complex machine, an equally complex apparatus has been designed which allows one to interact with it directly. Brain-to-logic assembly, as it were. Unfortunately, this headgear exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive it, but I require these chemicals to finish it. Certainly. I'll even extend our corporate partners' micro... Best I'll say is today's outcome is... workable. Barely. Our gains were not as exclusive as I had hoped they'd be. Arriving at any arrangement even remotely equitable was statistically improbable. Be glad our mediator managed to find a middle path forward. By all means, know your worth and own your accomplishments. Perhaps when I'm more out of earshot, though. Well, that'll be all for today. Don't forget to purchase the latest in Auntie's Choice products out on the value-added Esplanade, or enjoy a refreshing cocktail at the Best Choice. And do come see me personally when you have time. I have just the thing in mind for an accomplished freelancer such as yourself. One moment. There are still the logistics of recapturing the archive to consider. We'll of course provide our expert troops to support these efforts. Have your people call my people to sort details. Brusque is up. Auntie's troopers will certainly help us manage the Protectorate forces easier, especially if supported by you. But it would be irrational to expect you to endanger your own life without a more specific strategy in place. Fortunately, I have already given this some thought. First, we must reclaim Spireton from the enemy. Spireton once served as the Order's headquarters, due to its proximity to the Archive. Its loss was an affront, and remains so. Unlocking and calling that lift can only be done from within the Archive, however. So you will need to infiltrate the Archive by alternate means, via a bridge connected to Newton. Fortunately, I am told you already dealt with the cultists there. Unfortunately, you will still need to find a way past a small rift currently blocking the bridge. Ordinarily, I do not fancy surprises, but you are proving an exception to that rule. With such a device in hand, bypassing the rift should be as rudimentary as pie. And perhaps at some later date, you will also permit our scientists to analyze this gadget at length in one of our labs, provided all goes according to plan. There is a computronical key that you will also need to locate within the archive called the Calcaduceus. The Calcaduceus grants special access to the archive. Once it is back in Order hands, we will have full control over its systems once more. Until the Order has control over the archive again, this discussion is all but moot. May you achieve progress in accordance...
Can't believe I just watched peace made between the Order and Auntie's choice. Seems like a dream I'd have after eating too many woolly curds.
Tramicular, arriving any moment.
That's nuts. It's probably so strong, though.
a go-getter. You carry on.
I'm liking the enthusiasm you're bringing to the table.
Glad we could make a team.
Don't seem... How about you? Know there's a war on, don't you? Almost. Thing is, our local forces are in something of a bind. A protectorate said camp is situated betwixt here and points to the north. Take it out, reconnect the territories, and... Excellent. If you're a Sub Rosa works with both sides. Understood. Learn anything useful? Ha! A base opportunist after my own heart. Well, here's a little something. Anything else to report? Well, pleasure doing business.
Hey.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Check your scope for combatant analysis. There be none. Mitigating the threat.
Do you have my back? When I first come to respect you, Commander. Not just as a leader, but I'm glad to hear it. Would have had some real grease on my face if you didn't. It was just me and Val for so long. I kind of forgot what it was like having someone else I could rely on. It's been real nice having you at my side. Not to get too maudlin, but I'm used to losing the people who mean the most to me. I just want you to know I'm not going to let that happen this time.
Stay in the yard, Frey.
Don't worry. I'm not planning on jumping in front of any bullets if it can... Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. This can be a thankless job sometimes. Didn't want you going a day longer without knowing how much you mean to me. And to Val, too. Sure.
Come here, gods. I see a door that I can get in. The moose got the moose. Oh my god.
I am most...
You're the one responsible for us working with these short-sighted consumerists, hmm? Well, better additional than subtractional, I surmise. It is time, yes, that we commit our forces to your intended assault on Spyerton?
Alright, we're gonna attack Spyerton.
Ooh, our scheduled reinforcements should be here in no time. I'm sure they'll arrive at the most
Check enemy light just turned.
Right. Was invasive element.
You hold it, I'll take care of him, Commander.
I'm as capable of getting
Over here! Free hole in the head! Take the load off! I'll stop.
Not feasible in my current state.
My academic rivals are no doubt sitting comfortably in probabilistic analysis and ossification right now.
No chance they'll take this place from us again. Oh well, no way.
Okay, so we just took Spireton back, and we're going to go... Well, let me see what this is, because I'm pretty sure I can engineer my way in. Yeah. I like the little added bing-bang touches. Okay.
Ah, we see you didn't even require us.
I've been trying to calculate which is the worstest. May all your theories prove true.
Sorry, time is this. This is time. Or are that?
I need Spireton override card. Oh, here's a little message. I wonder where the Spireton override card.
But it is horrifyingly
The Spireton override card.
some backwater burgs in the past. Seriously? Did these order eggheads do anything for fun around here? It's all math charts and chalkboards, and how many abakai does one outpost need? Hope they never retake this place, because I'm throwing all of it away.
Alright, let's go.
Lovely day for differential geometry.
Ooh. That's a hole.
Dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Feeling distracted? Daydreaming on the job? Mental refreshment centers are there to help you. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts. Go now.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Given how entrenched the Protectorate are here, we ought to consider a strategy. Crossing our fingers don't count.
Cherish all we have and defend it.
Well, we took Spyreton for them. If we can find a stealthy way to the Spyreton lift controls on this side, we can call them to send down troops. Not a bad idea, though I'd also suggest garnering backup. All right.
Set progress. Sustain the system. Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mentally refreshed?
Remember, all subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Consul. The Consul provides, the system abides. All disruptive influences.
Got troublemaker.
Oh, I feel terrible. Never eating Crabble again.
Unfriendly nearby. Stupefied. bad.
Sorry, ain't ready yet.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just get the signal. Soften them up.
Energy transmitter out. Soak up the shock. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Feeling distracted? On the job? Mental refreshment centers are there to help you. Don't let us fall into thoughts. Go now.
Stranded on a hostile planet, day 35. Brought to you by the frigid cold and voracious wildlife. Starring noted self-taught survival expert, Hoyt Sherman.
Hoyt. Name's Hoyt, right? I've noted some right sophisticated interactions among the Crabbles lately. Intricate courtship rituals. Coordinated group efforts, all about thermal transfer. When my unit was first stationed down here, I kept making excuses to sneak off and observe them. Product research, I said. Very hush-hush. Eventually gave my lieutenant a field promotion and ordered them all away. Been living off the land here like the Crabbles ever since. Their unfertilized roe actually makes for some good eating. Included some with this message. Eat up.
Oh. Not sure how you managed to approach unnoticed. Could be I'd grown so attuned to my surroundings, I became one with the wood and fire and the earth. Were you left behind by your unit too? Are you in need of some hard-fought knowledge about how to fend for yourself? Must say, I've become quite the expert. Why, after only just 2 weeks on my own, I ascertained how to pry open a rations tin unaided. Did you know there's a little opener key attached? It's all going in my manuscript. So glad you asked. I've recently evolved into a rugged, self-sufficient individual, fully accustomed to life in these caves, living raw and pure like our primitive, lice-ridden ancestors. Why, just the other day, I reinvented fire. I found a little doohickey I've named a light starter. You simply push a button, and flame comes out. Yes, indeed. I know this cave and several of the adjoining hallways, like, well, that big computronic adding machine? Nah,
Oh, you might call in reinforcements if the Spyreton lift. I'm fixing to take down one of the local ursopods. Finally!
Well, I'm never gonna look at a sprat the same way again.
Sorry you had to see that. The parcels of victuals my neighbor sends over the tube sent me over a bunch of recordings, along with victuals. Offered some sound, if harshly put, advice. Looked out for me like no one's ever. I do so hope. Anyhow, so here. I wrenched these parts free out of the Spyreton lift controls. Just jam them back in there and drop back in again sometime, will you? Occasionally, I do get a little stuck.
Both our forces and antis await your command to proceed. Postponement acknowledged.
Make a save, guys. I've got to do something real quick. It's going to take me about 20 minutes, and then I'll be back on the game. So I will see you guys in about 20 minutes. Thank you for watching.